Grab your mouse ears and ready your wands. You're tuning in to Castles to Cauldrons, your ultimate guide to the magic, the thrills, and everything in between. From strolling right down the middle of Main Street, USA, to dodging fire-breathing dragons in Diagon Alley, we've got your theme park adventures covered. And now, sharing their hottest takes and best tips, here are your hosts, Jason, Myka, Rachel, and Terry.
Welcome to episode 64 of Castles to Cauldrons. I'm your host, Jason Davis. I'm here with Myka and Terry. We are fresh back from Disneyland. Terry is fresh from the beach.
The beach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love the beach too.
Yeah.
Good old North Carolina.
I'm not a fan of the beach, but I mean, if I'd rather be at the home or the beach, I choose the beach. So
It's in Emerald Isle near Morehead City, North Carolina, where they had the Big Rock tournament this weekend. And if you're from the coast or anywhere on the eastern, you know what that is. It's the biggest marlins fishing tournament in the U.S. And they had a record 919-pound marlin caught. They won $6 million.
that's impressive.
So,
Myka and
$6
I,
million?
for fishing. I mean, don't get me wrong. The boat's nice. The equipment they use is nice. It's no joke.
And
going
those
out there.
marlins are dangerous because they fight when you are bringing them in.
yeah, they
He
do.
was huge, and you can't really eat marlin, so they do like a lot of scientific stuff on them, so it's not wasted. You're not just fishing for fun. And so NC State, whoop whoop, holler went there. They have one of their bio teams, marine biologist teams, go down there, and they opened him up, and he had just eaten like another smaller sailfish and like all this other stuff. And they estimated he was over 20 years old, and all this other stuff. So. You guys went to Disneyland, so I'm still jealous. But
I mean, while you were sitting there watching fishing, we were in the middle of the
I was on the
Paraguay
beach watching it
crowd.
on Instagram, and then drove down there to see it once it takes them like 3 hours, like they're 2.5 hours off the coast, so it takes 3 to 4 hours to troll it back in, and they have to load it on the boat, and it's a big
Hang it up
ordeal.
and weigh it, do all those. Almost 1,000 pounds.
1,000-pound fish.
That's
Whoa.
crazy.
So
Yeah, we were in the middle of the World Cup stuff, the FIFA out there.
Yeah, because that was happening in LA.
Yeah, when we went for our flight tours, it was Paraguay and USA were supposed to play that day. So
On Friday.
yeah, we came into the lobby after seeing one of the hotels, and the lobby was just completely packed with fans. It was great.
It was the Hilton Anaheim, the convention center one, right? Isn't that the one we were at? And it was just like they were hosting Paraguay. Like, so all the people that were like staying there were from Paraguay. They all had their jerseys on. Like, it was
love
crazy.
that.
Rachel,
I was gonna say, I love watching all the Europeans that are like posting like how much they love America that are here. Like Freddie, the German on Twitter that everyone's following. I now follow him. It's so wholesome because they're like, oh, you guys just aren't like guns and violent. And you're like, well, we don't think that because we live in America. I mean, there's some guns and violence, but they're like, you guys have free refills and air conditioning, and it's so pretty. Like, they don't know how pretty the U.S. is, which I think is very
Or
sad.
how big it
Yes.
funny thing was, Freddie started his journey in Alabama. Like, he flew into
did.
Atlanta and he went to Auburn to watch the Messi, whoever team is it, Argentina? They played in Auburn, and that's where he made his started out because he was like, "Oh my goodness, this is a crazy stadium. They have an eagle flying around here and light
he was
shows and all
amazed at the
that."
Eagle.
Yeah, that's the
And
thing that they do before every football game.
He saw the Gulf Shores in Alabama, and he's like, this is the prettiest coastline and the prettiest sunset I've ever seen in my life, and all this other. And I was like, this is so wholesome. I love it.
It's like Josh and Jace that are from like England, and I think is one of them from Scotland or Ireland. But like they're the same way coming over to the U.S. Just love everything about it.
Yes, it never strikes me that people are afraid to come to the U.S. because, I feel relatively safe here and everything. So the fact that they were kind of nervous to get over here, and then they get here and they're like, oh, this is amazing. And like things that we take for granted, they're like, this, like the food. Like they're going to like Chili's and Waffle House and Texas Roadhouse, and they're like,
Chick-fil-A.
this is the best food I've ever eaten.
It's the eating when they go and eat biscuits and gravy at Cracker Barrel, and they're like, "This
Yes.
looks gross," and then
Drink
like, "Oh my
sweet
god,
tea for the first time.
yeah, Milo's." Well, since we're talking about travelers, we're missing Rachel. She's our world traveler. She went from Disneyland home for a day, and now she's in Walt Disney World representing magical travel for the gold and silver earmark. So, Rachel, you are missed. We really wanted to have you on so we could talk about this. And we were going to do a live show.
Yes.
Like I carried all my mics out, which aren't the big mics, my small mics, so we could record something. And we just had too much fun and couldn't stop
Yeah.
turning around long enough to record a podcast.
I mean, it was go, go, go. I felt like we didn't really have downtime.
The only downtime we
Good
had was
thing.
like our hour and a half in the airport before we left.
Yeah.
And we were too busy stuffing our faces. So,
Yep. We were.
well, we have a few little announcements or news that we want to go over. We're going to talk about some of the hotels we saw out there in Disneyland, just to give y'all some information to pass that we learned to pass along, what we liked, what we didn't like type stuff. And then we're going to just go into Disneyland. So the first thing is best news of the world. Like, this obviously best time of the year for me because of the HHN stuff. The other day we got the announcement for Stranger Things. Season 5 is going to be one of the houses. So that's on top of Sinners and the Dr. Oddfellow and Jack house. I'll be honest, I don't like Stranger Things. I've never been a fan of the show, so the house really doesn't excite me too much.
But it makes sense since it was like the season, like, what is this, the last season that they're doing? Like, it's the finale, so it just makes sense.
Yeah, they have to finish it off. They've done all the other seasons, so might as well get this one.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, this is a good intro house, I feel like. So, like, you love horror, so you're not into Stranger Things. But someone like me, horror, like, this is as horror as I like to get, is entry level Stranger Things. So it's a good bring people in the park, commercial,
And
they're
as somebody who doesn't like the show, I've always enjoyed the houses. I don't really know what's going on, but they've been good. So yeah, that's that. Terry said she'd go through the house, so we're going to get her down there so she can go through that.
if we do go down there, and if I do go, that will be the one house I'll go in. But no more houses, just food.
We'll see.
We'll plan something. We'll get something going.
Yeah. We'll see.
Sticking with Universal, Epic has a new nighttime show starting July 7th. People thought this would be online before the 7th for the 4th of July, but it's going to be called Celestial Goodnight. They're introducing fireworks into the park, and then they're going to have the big fountain in front of Helios. I'm excited for it.
I think you're going to have a great view from Stella Nova or Terra Luna. Like, you're not going to have, like, you can just stand in the parking lot and watch the fireworks. Are they only doing them on the nights that they're not opening Celestial Park to everybody? Because it almost doesn't seem fair that the people that get to come in for free get to watch this show.
I think they're going to do it every night. I mean,
I was gonna say,
that's probably the draw
like,
to get people in to eat and
get
stuff
people
like
in.
that.
Yeah.
Come in and see the show for free, eat Blue Dragon, eat the Atlantic, whatever, and you can watch that. And maybe sell some Express Nows on Stardust.
Right. I don't know. I still just don't know how I feel about the opening it up. Like, I understand it's so far removed from City Walk, but at the same time, like, you pay to go into these parks to see these nighttime shows, and now technically those people could just buy some drinks and an appetizer, and they also now are seeing the show.
I think that they need a reason to get people in there, and I think it's something maybe that won't last for a long time. But I think just right now getting basically butts in seats is kind of their MO.
Yeah.
But Jason, you're more in tune with Universal than I am, but are they doing anything? Like you said, I was expecting this to go online before the 4th. Are they doing anything for the 4th? Like Disney's doing their whole
I haven't seen anything.
big thing. I hadn't either. That's why I was like, did I just miss it? But you
And
would
I
think
might have
that
missed
would be
it,
an easy.
I usually see that type of news and put it in our notes so that we have it to
Yeah.
talk about. And I haven't seen anything for it.
And I feel like if the three of us haven't seen anything, then obviously advertising, getting word out is not doing very well if they are planning anything. But
I do think what they want for Epic is that they want people to go in and buy tickets. It's still pretty cheap to get in. It's not sold out for those, like a lot of the days in the summer that I've seen. But they don't, like, they could do something on the 4th of July. They just don't want to announce it because they don't want to flood the park with all the people.
But you'd think they would want to. Like,
Yeah.
just sell all those epic
I
one-day
I
tickets.
think they're still not ready for a full park like that. Like with
service staff wise and things like that.
that, but the park during the summer, how much it storms.
Yeah,
and
I
the
mean,
outdoor
because what,
attractions they
7
have.
out of 11 rides shut down when it rains?
Yeah, so it's
Sure.
what are you going to do? You don't want to bring all those people and say, "Hey, come here," and then you're disappointed. What are you going to do for those, 2 hours of storms?
Yeah. But
Yeah, we planned on going to Epic for 4th of July. I don't know if we still will or not. We're going to move over to Walt Disney World for a second. Well, not for a second, for actually a little bit. We got some news about the boardwalk and how we're getting some new experiences over there. The Jelly Rolls dueling bar piano closed was last year.
I think it was last year that it closed.
love a dueling piano bar.
I never went to
So
Jelly
much
Roll.
fun.
Always
I never
wanted
been there, but Vegas around here, love them.
So Jelly Rolls is being replaced by a new lounge called the Hurly Burly.
Early Burly.
It's going. They have said during the day. During the afternoon, guests can drop by for family-friendly activities like trivia and other games led by a charismatic host. So kind of like the lounges on Disney Cruise. They're more family-friendly during the day. At night time, the Hurly Burly will transition to a live music venue, welcoming guests 21 years and over to unwind with classic coastal-inspired cocktails and tasty light bites, while enjoying a variety of musical entertainments that perfectly complement the boardwalk's other unique offerings. The concept art they put out, it looks like it's a jazz club.
Kind of, yeah.
It has that upright bass, like a really small jazz drum set. So I think that might be fun. We can go have drinks there and listen to jazz.
I mean, it definitely looks fun. It definitely looks fun.
This doesn't appeal to me at all. I know that sounds bad.
Well, you can stay in the room while we go and have drinks and listen to a jazz song.
It's one of those things that if a bunch of people were going, I would definitely meet you guys there. But like if it was just like Matt and I,
you're not going to go.
No, like the name of it doesn't entice me. Sorry about that. Hurly Burly doesn't go with Beach Walk to me. I don't know. It just a 1920s-ish jazz club theme. I don't know. It's just.
I think though with where Jelly Roll is, where this is Hurly Burly, where those two equal out for the Atlantic dance floor, which is right there. Like it kind of lends itself to that theme because the Atlantic has that same type of classic feel to it.
Like I said, it's probably a lot better than my mind than it looks on paper. I don't know. It's probably better on paper than it is in my mind. Let me put it like that. But right now, I'm just like, when they announced it, I was excited, and then I saw it, and it's just not what I had in mind for what they would do.
We went to the French Quarter a few years back. I went with Jerry, Amber, and Nicole, and I had a great time there. And it's jazz, so it's just real cramped. So I'm kind of curious as what they would do with this for like make this bigger. What will it do to that over there at French Quarter? The other store we have coming in is a Basin, which is the biggest disappointment to me.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't want to say that, but when they announced retail spaces coming in, bath products was a little disappointing.
You can get that at Grand Flow.
I was going to say Grand Flow.
Disney Springs.
In Disney Springs.
So that was
a third location.
That's exactly
where.
Right.
Mail-in is what I felt like. It was like they couldn't nail something down really, so they just put another one in there. But do they really sell that many specialty bath products to support 3 separate locations?
So the Grand Flow is like real small compared to the big store in Disney Springs. But are you going to have a medium-sized store? Like, or is bath soaps that in demand that you just need to have one in the proximity of 6 resorts?
No, not when you can order it online and have it shipped and you don't have to pack it in your suitcase.
I don't pack it in my suitcase anyway. I drive down.
Well, for you.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so many other things that I'm like, especially somewhere like Boardwalk which is, a little upper.
Yeah.
That maybe a little boutique where I can buy like a nice sweater if it's cold. And, that's the price point of people there that would like go buy a cardigan that doesn't have like a Mickey Mouse face on it. Like,
and
or
even
like the shops in Grand Flow or things like that for, an Atlantic Beach. I mean, Atlantic City Boardwalk. Like,
and that's what I was going to say. You could easily put a nice
things.
little Disney style boutique there that does sell that higher end stuff.
Yeah.
But cause like that, I don't know, y'all weren't there. The jacket that was $400 at Grand Flow
with like the Maleficent ears or whatever, or horns it had on it or whatever. Yeah, like you said, like the stuff that won't sell maybe, on Main Street in Disney World because the price point is too high.
Look, we walked into Grand Cal the other day, and they had a Louis Vuitton in a case sitting there. And Rachel straight up goes, "Why is this here?" And the guy walking around working there goes, "Well, because it's Louis Vuitton. We're an upscale resort, so we want to sell something that upscale guests want." And she goes, "Well, there's no Mickey on it." He goes, "Not everybody wants Mickey." It's like, "But that's true, but this is still Disney. You should have like a Louis Vuitton Disney bag, not just a Louis Vuitton."
See, I'll go in the middle of that there. As someone who likes Disney but doesn't want Mickey Mouse on everything, like I can understand, I wish they would do like a charm or like the zipper pull or something was like a Mickey head. So it's like a subtle,
or it's like very subtle in the Louis Vuitton, like where it's not like we're like, oh, there's a Mickey on there. But if you're looking,
I don't want anything larger than a quarter size Mickey something, because you still want it to retain like it looks cute and demure, but
I got Bethany a Coach bag for Christmas, and it has Mickey on it. And Mickey's maybe that big, and the Coach bag isn't huge, but it's subtle. It's not.
Yes.
This isn't like
I like when they put it in the stitching. Like it's just the stitching is Mickey shaped, but it's not like a plastered. So so in the middle of that, it is a Louis bag there, but it should have had some sort of Disney like specialty.
Why are you carrying a Louis bag in Disney?
I would not. I would carry a fake Louis in Disney. I would not carry a real one.
I'll even say, and this is saying something I know like bags, but Vera Bradley, they have that stored in Disney Springs. That's pretty massive. You could have put
Vera Bradley's not expensive like Louis.
No, but you could put a Vera Bradley in Boardwalk.
Yeah.
And it's subtle Disney that like you can spend a lot of money in, because if you want the whole set. It makes more sense
down Sunset Boulevard, a really cute specialty boutique that's on the right in all those shops.
Yeah, right there.
The brand there.
It's the last one, right?
Yes. And it's got stuff in there you can't find in the rest of the parks. They had a bag in there, and it was like a belt bag or a fanny pack of something.
Was it a Harley?
No, it was, but the designer was really cute. And I was like, oh, that's cute. And I picked it up, but it was $195. And I was like, well, that's a little outside of my price range. But like things like that, like is what I feel like should be in there. That's like Disney stuff, but it's not theme park stuff. But it's higher than your average park goer would just drop on just a whim walking into a gift shop. But go ahead.
So let's move over to Epcot for a second. We got the Eat to the Beat concert lineup. We like to talk about these and
Gary's favorite people is going to be there.
Can I just tell y'all, no one, when we were at the beach,
never mind. It's wrong people.
Spoke of, someone said something about SeaWorld. And I was like, y'all got to look up the concert lineup for SeaWorld. And they were like, it can't be good. I was like, you want to bet? So I brought it up, and I was reading them out, and they were like, there is no way. I was like, yeah. I was like, SeaWorld is trying to get people in there. I was like, they've got better lineups than like Disney and other places like that for their concert series right now, in my humble opinion.
I will say, I think this is a little bit better lineup than what we had for the Flower Garden Rocks lineup. But Garden Rocks has always been the cover bands.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go over everybody because there are a lot, but
there's a lot.
Returning people are like Starship's back, Tiffany's back, Smash Mouth with their dead lead singers back.
Hanson.
They always have the Hops is always one of their beers that's down there, so they always come back. And then of course Rachel's favorite, the Beach Boys featuring John Stamos.
Yeah.
But then they have like
Man is where I'd be.
I would do that. Bowling for Soup, I'd probably do. New people, I don't really know any of these new people.
Lauren
But
Elena's
Lorna,
a country
she's country.
singer.
that's why I
Mhm.
don't know her. So Warren Treaty, Couch fits in the
Warren Treaty's country.
Say I wouldn't
I
know
don't
them.
know who that is.
They're
Fits in the
country, I
tantrum.
think. You know that.
I know who
Make your hands
Grace
clap.
Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
She's
can
kinda
make your
indie rock.
hands clap.
Yeah, that's fits in the tantrums.
Ray Ruse, Alan Stone. Like
See,
I just don't know any
the
of these new
SeaWorld
people.
lineup is better than this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying this is better than what they had. I'll say this is probably a little bit better than what Mardi Gras had.
But
The
isn't it
phrase
crazy?
coming back. But it's just I think Disney should be able to reach a little bit more and get some of the bigger stars in nowadays.
Especially for like food and wine. Because I feel like this is the biggest
Yeah, this is
of
the headline.
their but
This is the headline for them when it comes to concerts.
I feel like they should, if they can't get great bands, they should get a great cover band that covers like hits of the 80s. Because sometimes a cover band's better than a regular band that you only know like 2 of their songs. Because then you have to listen to this other, like Bowling for Soup. Stacy's Mom, that's about all I know. Other than that, I would be lost. But if you had a pop punk band for the early 2000s come in and sing all the pop punk hits of the early 2000s, that I've never heard of the band, but I would be seated for that band because I would know hit after hit after hit after hit.
Because they have so many things to pull from, like All American Rejects, Green Day, like all of these things. You're like, oh, I know that song. Oh, I know that song.
Exactly. So I think like that maybe we should be doing that instead of getting.
And that's why they have
bands.
Evolution of Motown as their first one. Because I think that's who was playing when we were there, because it was definitely like Motown music. And it was great to listen to as we were walking by.
Probably one of the best because you knew every song.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean,
like
and
you're
we
just
all were
sitting there.
singing along to those songs because we all knew them.
So here's what I would do if I was them. November 1st through November 16th, those dates. They usually record the Disney Christmas parade and the
Yeah, they do.
special, all that stuff, like Veterans Day weekend, that long weekend.
So I bet Grace Potter's going to be.
You could-
That's why the
Disney
Beach Boys
special.
are there.
I have never seen the people that do that on this lineup. You should do that, Disney. Like you should put these
They're
big.
already there.
Yeah. Why not put a show up? If you want people to come in and pay for that dining package, put some of those Pentatonics up there and let them.
I would
Who
totally go
was-
see Pentatonics.
Those are some big names that would sell out that dining in a heartbeat. And just stagger it out where it's November 1st through November 16th, and you just end this thing with like big band after big band after big band, where people want to see it.
But
Now
is
the problem
Pentatonics
there is
only
that you would have. What? Go ahead.
I should say, are they only being paid for like the 1 or 2 songs they're singing for the show and not like for a whole set? Like would their price go way up if they were playing a whole set for like
You
1 or
could
2
pay
nights?
them for one set, one of those nights, and just let that one set be the concert for the
And
night.
record that once.
Well, even not even
No
record
way.
it, but you would make your money back in a flash because of all the drinks you're going to buy with people coming and standing in the American Pavilion listening.
Yeah.
All the dining packages you're going to sell for the food, food rocks, whatever. Pizza Beat. Everything's going to sell out if you sit there and say, we have Taylor Swift coming to sing on this stage. And Taylor's not going to do that. But I'm just saying, like, if you put one of those names up there, it's sold out.
Right. If you put Sabrina Carpenter, if you put anyone like that, it's going to sell out.
Good Sting. Last piece of news I want to touch on. We mentioned this at Easter, and it has now come back and supposedly going to be permanent. Disney is going to start checking for reservations when you get on buses from Disney Springs to resorts starting on June 28th for the 4th of July. And that said, they've started putting signs up, A-frames. I think this is a big thing. It's got a lot of Disney Twitter and a kind of a ruffle.
Well, I understand why they're doing it, because you park for free at Disney Springs and people were doing that instead of paying for parking.
Yes.
I get that.
Are they saying then you can only go to your Disney resort, or if you're staying on property, you can go to any?
You have to have a reservation to get on a bus to any resort. So if you're staying at, let's say, All Star Sports, and you want to go to Grand Floridian, you have to have a reservation for Grand Floridian at some point, like food. So Victorian
But
Albert.
that's only if you are going from Disney Springs. If you are doing it
if you're going from Disney Springs, you have to have a reservation for whatever hotel you're going to, whether it's you're staying there or you're eating there or you have some type of activity there. So,
refresh my memory. Does a Disney Springs bus go straight to Magic Kingdom?
No, there's no Disney Springs buses that go to parks.
So you can't, like, if I'm at All-Star Resort, like you said, I can't get one to Grand Flow to go to Magic Kingdom. Is what you're saying? Like, even though
you could take one to
on property,
right? You could take one to Magic Kingdom, but not from your other resort to another Disney resort.
And this is still like hearsay. Like there's a lot of, this is how it's going to work. I haven't read official wording, but it says reservations are needed. So maybe if you do have a hotel reservation at All-Star, you can scan your badge and it says, okay, we see you're staying on property. You're just trying to go somewhere. That's fine.
Right.
But
like you have the dining plan, so you want to go to Polynesian and eat at Captain Hook's instead of at yours.
Yeah. So we don't know how exactly this works. The biggest thing is that they also said that this is potentially rolling out elsewhere. So if you stay at All-Star Sports to get on a bus to go anywhere, you have to have the park reservation or whatever, I guess. Or if you're at the maybe it should be better if you're at the park. If you're at Hollywood Studios and you're staying at All-Star Sports, you have to scan to go to Grand California or Grand Floridian.
Don't see it going that far because then you couldn't resort hop. You couldn't.
I think that's the point.
But I feel like they would, for
they don't
reservations.
Want so many people. They don't want their resorts crowded with people, which is I don't agree with. Right?
No.
What if you want to go check it out before you book there?
What if you just want to go shop at what we were just talking about, those higher
like the gingerbread tour or the Easter stuff and all that. Like, I don't see them doing that. I see them cutting off the Disney Springs thing because, like you said, outsiders.
They're trying to
outsiders as in like people that don't stay on property.
I mean that also goes back to if you're at Magic Kingdom for the night, you hop on a Pop Century bus so you can get a cheaper Uber. That kind of helps.
As someone who's had to wait for multiple buses sometimes to go somewhere, I agree. If you're not, I don't care where you're staying on property. Get on any bus you want, but as long as you're a paying member of anywhere, that's cool with me. Now, if you're Joe Blow that just lives in Orlando and you don't want to pay for parking or you want a cheaper Uber, I got a problem with that.
I wonder what this does with minivans though. Like, if you park at Disney Springs and take a minivan from Springs to Magic Kingdom, are they going to check for a reservation?
I think they should.
No, because of how much you pay for the minivan. They might be kind of recouping their cost.
You're still getting free parking, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as a resort, one of the resort benefits you should have is, you get priority over transportation of any kind.
Right. You can't find that out with Live.
But, if you're... if they check a magic, you can't get a minivan without a magic band or presenting some sort of reservation. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be linked to your account or something.
I don't hate that they're doing this from Disney Springs because again, it's keeping those people who are just parking there for free and wanting to go into the parks and not have to pay for it or going around the resorts. Where I would have an issue is if you're staying somewhere let's just say Coronado Springs, and then you did want to go over to Fort Wilderness because you wanted to see things, or if you wanted to go to Animal Kingdom Lodge just because you wanted to walk around or go eat there. I don't think you should be told if you're paying money on that vacation that you can't then go to these other resorts.
I agree. I 100% agree.
I don't think they'll do that.
I hope not.
What if we were family and we went as a party, but you stayed at Animal Kingdom and I stayed and Flow,
and we're meeting there for something.
You're saying I can't go meet my family that's staying in a different. I don't think they'll go. I think it'll gum up the system to scan everyone's magic band as you get on to say, where are you going? You can't get on. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you just show a magic band or something, you can be like, okay.
That can't work though, because if I have I have how many magic bands sitting here? I can just put one on and say, hey, I'm staying on resort.
Right.
Well, I think they'll have a scanning point, but I think it'll be just turn green that yes, you have a hotel reservation at Disney and you're allowed on
I think that would be the smart
thing. Where you're going. It's not going to it's not like a 2 verification thing. It's like, okay, you beep green, you can get on. Not
Right. Like,
you
I
beep
don't think
green,
it's going to be like, oh,
or
you're
you
trying
booked there.
to, you're trying to get on the Port Orleans bus, but you're staying at
Yeah.
All Star Movies. They're just going to be like, oh, you're staying on property. Cool. Like,
I also
you
think
get to come.
it kind of hurts the hotels or it helps the hotels when you when you park at Disney Springs to go eat at, I keep saying Grand Floridian, so I'm going to keep it there because that's so much limited parking there. So if you say, okay, I'm just going to park and take a bus there, or you come back and shop or whatever, it should be like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how this works. We have a trip planned.
Well, because even if you showed up to Grand Flow and you had a reservation, you get to park for free if you have a reservation anyway.
Right. But it's still
like for dinner.
It's still inconveniencing you because you have to walk across the street because the dinner parking is on the other side.
Yeah.
So if you take a resort bus to Grand Floridian you get dropped off at the front.
But
I do think at the end of the day, it's going to be, do you have a reservation on property to stay? Yeah. And that's how you get, if you're off property, you have to have a reservation for that specific resort restaurant.
Because it should be a benefit. You should get more stuff for staying in their resorts on property. I mean, that's easy as that. Like that's an incentive to stay in their resorts. And if you don't, and you don't like it, if you stay in an Airbnb and you have to Uber or drive over to Grand Flow for parking and it's further away for dinner parking, well, sorry, next time book a resort, and then you can have the buses to your advantage. But that's an incentive for the rest of us that don't stay off property.
Like you said with park hopping, if I'm staying at All Star for my very first trip, and I want to see what all the huss fuss is about French Quarter, I should be able to go over there and look at it and be like, well, this is an upgrade for me. Let me stay there.
Let me go stay. I think it's worth it on paper, but once you see it in real life, you're like, oh, okay, I see how close it is.
This is what the pools look like at a moderate. This is what their food court looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about hotels, let's move over to Disneyland for a little bit. Okay, like I said at the beginning of this episode, Myka and I were fresh off of Disneyland. We went out there. I stayed at Pixar Place. Myka stayed at Grand Californian.
Yes.
And then we took a tour with the agency, Magical Travel, that we saw the Element, the Home 2 Suites, the Hilton Garden, the Holiday Inn, the Hilton Anaheim, and the Hyatt Regency, they're all good neighbor hotels.
They have 57 good neighbor hotels that work with Disneyland.
We're not going to go fully in depth on them. We're going to talk about what we like and maybe what we didn't like in some cases.
Yeah.
But I think overall, like being able to talk about the good neighbors, because we're very much, when it comes to Disneyland, it's the opposite of Walt Disney World. Their good neighbor hotels are walkable in most cases to the park, if not a short bus ride. And they're just as good as the Disneyland hotels with a cheaper price point.
Cheaper price point. Breakfast in a lot of these is included. Bigger rooms with more space, to the point of Pixar Place. The pool is tiny.
It's very
Pixar Place. It's a tiny, tiny pool. It has a splash pad. But some of these other ones we went to had really large pools, great recreation areas. Like,
before we get to those, let me ask you, because you've stayed at Grand California before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that before or after the refurb that happened?
It was in 22 or 23. I can't remember. Okay.
What were your overall thoughts with it this trip?
I mean, it felt the same as last time. It's a really large resort, and where our room was located, there's a lot of like hallways where there's like these like weird squares almost that you're doing, like a half square that you're going around to get there. It took me a little while that first night to get there to get to my room. And one thing that I really dislike with most hotels is any type of carpeting that's slightly plush in hallways when you're trying to pull a heavy or trying to push one. So I feel like it should be just like flat carpet that has no plush to it, or like laminate, hardwood, tile, something to pull a suitcase down. Because it was a long way to pull a 50-pound suitcase.
Which that's all the hotels. Disneyland hotels the same way. Pixar Place is the same way, with carpet in the hallways for some odd reason. I do.
The pool?
I should have come up and taken a look in y'all's room
at
some point, because I've never stayed in Grand Californian.
Christine may have taken pictures. I'm unsure.
I think there are some in there. I think she did. She posted them on her page. but just like pictures only show so much. Like,
Yeah.
So being able to experience it a little bit would have been fun. Pixar Place, we stayed there a couple of Christmases ago. It was fine for what it is. Price point was good. I don't have much to complain about it. I don't have much to praise about it. I mean,
the one thing I liked about Pixar over Grand Californian was that all the rooms are like fifth sleepers, like the couches make into beds. So you already can then have more people. Grand Californian, at least the room we were in, just had a couch. It was not a couch that made out into a bed. So it only could sleep 4. Positive, we had a little balcony that overlooked downtown Disney.
I think overall, the Disney resorts are great. We got to spend a little bit of time at Disneyland Hotel. I mean, when I say a little bit, we went to Trader Sam's, had some drinks, ate at Goofy's Kitchen, and we were in the lobby. I walked into
the lobby.
Yeah, you and Christine were in the lobby gift shop when I went to Goofy's Kitchen.
Well, I didn't walk around where people check in and stuff.
The gift shop's different than the lobby.
Not there is the same thing.
It's a different experience.
It's the same. So we're going to move over real fast. Like I said, not too in depth. Let's start at the Element. We had breakfast at the Element. It was they sponsored the breakfast, so it's free for those who stay there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of agents that stayed there. I wish we could have had some of them on to talk about it.
I know.
But what it was about, they said about 16-minute walk. The biggest thing to know about the Element is that there's fixing to be a lot of construction around it. They're putting the new parking deck right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it. Like, I think
the resort was great.
Yeah, the pricing's like around in the 120 price range.
Yeah, probably close to 200, I think, during peak times. But it includes a breakfast, and they were very adamant on they don't just do the traditional every single day is like eggs, pancakes, bacon. They try to change the menu every day. So if people are staying there for an extended period of time, they're not getting the same thing for breakfast every day, which I thought was great.
Then at night, during the week, they have alcohol, and
on the weekends they have cookies that they do at 9
o'clock
all include.
Yeah, and they're fixing to put they do have s'mores.
No, they're getting ready to do it. She said that was something new that they were getting ready to do.
So that's going to be coming, but then the drinks and hors d'oeuvres or whatever it was for the week. So that's included. That's really cool. Like, it felt up class, but it wasn't the price point of up class. The rooms generally slept like 6 to 8 people that we saw. Yeah. There were bunk beds. There was queen beds. There was somebody had a king bed. There were suites. So like they all had kitchenettes.
I think there was one room that could sleep up to 8, and then you could have another room attached to it, and you could sleep up to 14 people, like in the 2 rooms.
It's crazy how big those rooms were. And like I said, looked super nice.
So if you guys had to put this on like a value, moderate, deluxe scale.
It was value priced.
Yeah.
But felt more like a moderate.
That's what I was gathering from what I was thinking.
And then one of the coolest things that they have is they have free bike rentals. They have 4 bikes there, and you just go up to the front desk, ask if there's a bike available. You sign it out. They hand you a helmet, and you could have the bike all day, and a chain. Yeah, it has everything you need. And you could ride the bike to the park and like chain it up and ride it back to the resort.
So this is like a bike, not an e-bike.
Yeah,
it's a bike.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the furthest away, but it's the people who stayed there said they didn't run into trouble. The people who don't know, Anaheim does have some homeless folks that are around the resort. They said if they're there by themselves, it felt a little sketchy, but if they were with a group of people, they were fine.
Yeah, we definitely we had one agent that Christine was very protective of and was like, I will pay for your Lyft or Uber to go back. I don't want you walking by yourself. Like, please. And she walked back by herself anyway and said she felt fine. But from then on, though, anytime people were going back to the Element, they were kind of buddying up.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a general large city kind of thing. So it doesn't feel unsafe.
I mean, I would say walk around Charlotte, North Carolina by yourself.
The next hotels we got to look at were Home 2 Suites and the Hilton Garden. The big thing to note about these are that they are the same building, just separate hotels. So when you go into the lobby, you check in at that one desk to go to either one of these.
And they ask where you're staying.
Yes.
That's
and then when you go up the elevator, you turn was it left to go into Hilton or
Can't
the
remember.
Home 2 Suites and then right? It's one of that, like, but they're literally split in half. And
Yeah,
then
you can.
one
There's
of
a
the
distinction in
resorts,
like the carpet and the decorating. You can
Yeah.
see.
with Home 2 Suites, everyone gets breakfast, but with Hilton, only if you book it through Disney, you get free breakfast through the Hilton Garden Inn. So Home 2 Suites is, going to be your family place to stay. When they were saying like the Hilton Garden Inn is going to be more adults or business travelers, those types of people are going to be staying there over the other one. Is this the one that had the really cool lounge area that's not a lounge, that it was open to anybody? Yes, it was. I thought it was. Because it had the breakfast across the way for the Home 2 Suites people.
And it was, I guess. I don't remember. I'm
But it
thinking
was a
about the
great
one.
view.
I'm thinking about the convention center. What that was the old club level that overlooked the parks.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The whole day is running together.
Yeah, there was a lot thrown at us. I didn't get to go into many of these rooms. I just wanted to let people sit. Like I look at the pictures on these because I'm not staying there, and most of my clients don't ask about this type of stuff. Just full transparency. I like this area. We also toured Holiday Inn Express. There's nothing really to talk about here. It is a Holiday Inn Express.
Except it's on the same property as Home 2 Suites and Hilton Garden Inn.
The thing to note about these, like they're right behind the Anaheim Fairfield Inn, and there's a Hilton right there too. I can't remember if that's, but they're walking distance from the park. Like you could take a couple turns and be at the park in maybe 10 minutes. But it's also right next to the highway, the freeway, so you're going to have noise. We saw one room because all the rooms look the same.
Yep. Breakfast is included.
Small breakfast. And it was nice. I'm not saying anything about like it's they Good Neighbor hotels have a standard they have to have. They get inspected twice a year. One's scheduled, one's surprise. So Disney does this to make sure everybody's holding the Disney standards to have that.
And Disney apparently has taken the Good Neighbor status from hotels when they have failed their surprise inspection.
And it's a good neighbor because there's a silver Mickey in the lobby. There's a big statue with information. We then got on the bus, went the other side of the park, which is the Hilton Anaheim. This is connected to the convention center. This was hosting the Paraguay fans, and I think the team maybe.
I think they said team. Yeah,
it's
interesting.
The biggest hotel on the Anaheim Resort area. It was like over 1,500 rooms or something like that.
Crazy how big.
Recently renovated. It was beautiful. They gave us some swag.
They did. When we showed up, they had charcuterie cups ready. Champagne.
No, that wasn't them. That was Hyatt.
So that's a very Hyatt move.
So Hilton.
We got stuff from two of them though.
Yeah, we did. So Hilton.
I thought that was them, and no.
Hilton gave us the bag with the sheet spray and the water bottle.
That's where we were up in the little club thing.
Yeah. This beautiful, and I think if anything, this was like what Myka was describing with Grand Californian. There's a lot of nooks and crannies where you're going to get lost in, but they have plenty of stuff to do when it comes to food service and stuff like that. Shop. If you're there for a convention, it's connected to the Anaheim Convention Center, and it's a short walk. I've made that walk from the convention center to Fairfield Inn, which is the other side of Disneyland, and it took me maybe 20 minutes, so it's not bad.
And it has a huge Starbucks.
Yes, it's the biggest Starbucks in the resort, is what they said.
Yep, huge Starbucks.
I didn't get it because it was empty. Like a lot of it was just completely empty. No seating. No nothing.
Not a lot of seating.
So it's by square footage that is the biggest.
Yeah.
Last one we saw was Hyatt Regency. This one was the furthest out. The cool thing about this was that instead of like, they have an atrium in the middle. Like when you walk in, it's a huge atrium. So they have hotel rooms that look into the lobby.
Yeah. It reminded me of like MCO, the hotel that's inside the airport.
This is they welcomed us with champagne and waters and the charcuterie, and we got some swag there. Champagne was okay. I don't think we saw much.
Partake in the champagne.
I did. It was pretty good. I enjoyed this. I've been in this hotel before and seen some of the rooms. It is, you will take a bus. Like there, that is.
Yeah, it's furthest away. And it was, what, $7 a person. Under 3 is free. And that's for the whole day. You can go back and forth to the
as
parks
many
as much
times
as you want.
That's not bad at all.
No.
So there's plenty of options. If you want to know any more about these hotels, just let us know. We can talk about them. You can email us and we'll talk. Magical Travel for any of that stuff. You can find all 3 of us over at Magical Travel. We're going to take a short break and then we're going to come back and talk about our Disneyland experience. And we're back. So the whole trip was great. Overall, we had a great time.
Yeah.
Like I think we said it, but we missed you, Terry.
We
yes,
did.
of course. We missed you guys too.
It's always great getting to know the agents that you don't get to see on a regular basis. I know Myka's still kind of new to doing this stuff. Terry's really new. But so Myka stayed with Christine, who's been on the podcast a couple times, in the Grand Cow. So she really got to know her.
Besides Terry, Christine is a fantastic roommate. Like, she is great. I was really nervous to share a room. I mean, I guess it's that way with anybody. Like, nervous to share a room with someone I've never met before.
Yeah.
Are we going to get along? Christine's not old at all, but her and I have an age difference. I'm in my 30s. She's not in her 30s. We have a big age difference.
We will say
kid's
this.
in college.
Christine acts like she's in her 30s, though.
She does. No, Christine's so fun. She really is. Her kids are way older than Kova. So, we don't have kids the same age like Terry and I do. But 1,000 times, I would room with Christine again. She was great.
We joked a couple of times about Christine being the mom because Myka and I pretty much hung out with Christine whenever we weren't with the whole group. Let's start with Wednesday. We won't go day by day so much. We'll just try to float around. But Wednesday was us just getting in. I spent more time in the park. Myka had spent absolutely no time in the park. She got in so late.
After 10 p.m. My flight was delayed an hour leaving Charlotte. I didn't land until 9:15, 9:30. By the time I got my bag, got a lift, I got to the hotel around 10:15. Thankfully, Jason kept Christine out in the park so that I wouldn't wake her up coming into the room.
Yeah, it was.
And my first introduction to Christine was her pretend snoring when I came in the room to make sure she was asleep.
So we were on a Small World going through that horrible ride. It's a great ride out there, but I'm not a fan of the ride in general. And Myka had sent me and Christine her flight information, so we were keeping track of her on where she's at, so we knew if she got here safe and all that stuff. So she's getting close, and I'm like, Christine's getting mad because you're getting here so late, and this is not going to be good for you.
And then Christine's texting me, "Don't listen to a word he's saying."
So it was great. We were having fun before she even gets there. I can't remember what we ate that night. Oh, we had Blue Bayou, which was a mess. It's under refurbishment. It's under refurbishment. So the walls are all the way around where the Pirates is.
Dinner was a mess.
It was too.
Up everything.
We didn't have the food was fine. Okay, we just had a server problem. Siobhan was working with an agent on some stuff that was happening, so she was on the phone. The server we originally got, just somebody was on the phone that I don't want that table. So we had out of nowhere a new person come up. So after that, the service was great. We able to do what we ate. The food was fine, but it just the atmosphere for it when it's under refurbishment wasn't as good as it is when the boats are going by.
See the boats going around the whole time.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to anyway. My back was to the water anyway.
Oh, well,
right.
So nice.
But then so Thursday was the first day everybody really started coming in. Myka had been gotten in that night.
More people were flying in that day that were a little bit more local to the California side, and then we had our welcome.
East Coast people were coming that way.
Some of them were coming in that day too,
because I know
pretty early.
Yeah, we met at Kenda had been there a couple of days before we got there, so she had enjoyed herself around the resort. But we just kind of hung out. We didn't really do too much until dinner that night.
I mean,
so
we
Thursday
did the park.
Wasn't a park day.
Thursday was a park day.
Yeah, we got up and we started running around the parks, had fun. We did
DCA or Disney California Adventure that day, rode some stuff, had lightning lanes. Didn't take it super hard because we wanted to go to dinner that night, but we had Goofy's Kitchen, and that was our welcome dinner.
Yeah.
for the agents and everyone.
We took a midday break, before dinner, got ready for dinner, that type of stuff. It was very relaxed. I can't, like, I remember doing stuff. I just don't remember what we did. That's the thing is like, this was the day we did like Mission Breakout for the first time, I think.
We did use our, cause if you stay on property, you get one free lightning lane. So a lot of us used that one on Mission Breakout. What did we do? That was when we had a lot of like sitting around because we went into the parks, rode single rider for Radiator Springs Racers. Then we kind of met up with everyone and hung out at Pim's Kitchen. I got a cookies and cream cold brew. And that giant
people were
pretzel.
starting to come in the park after we were. So Pim's where we met everybody at. We did Incredicoaster that day, which is
Spider-Man.
Was phenomenal. Spider-Man was great. I was losing, but then I got ahead of Mike at least, but then I lost to Christine, I think.
One Spider.
Well, I got whooped by Siobhan and Rachel. Like they all had I think Denise even had 400,000 points.
She did. She had almost 500,000 points on that.
I only had like 200.
Yeah.
So when you guys were out there, you said there's a lot of sitting around and stuff. Do you think when you go out to Disneyland and just when I say Disneyland, we're encompassing DCA with everything, so we're not differentiating
the resort itself.
Does it just seem more laid back?
Yes,
that it does. The whole vibe and like it's not nearly as well. Did you not feel like it's not nearly as many people?
It felt crowded at points because of And Myka can attest to this. Is like over in Adventureland, where Jungle Cruise, that whole area of Bengal Tiger, it felt super crowded. But then you look at the wait times and it was like 20, 30 minutes for some of these attractions.
Yeah, I think we waited 20 minutes for Jungle Cruise. When we did Spider-Man, it said it was like a 30-minute wait. It wasn't. Like, we did stand by on a few things that we weren't getting lightning lanes for right away. And I don't think we waited more than 20, 30 minutes for anything that we stood and stand by.
It wasn't until Sunday when it started feeling like, and it didn't feel crowded. It was just that where we were trying to go, that's when the crowds followed. So we were just bad at picking where to go. Because we went to Mike and Sully and it was said 10 minutes in the app and we got there was 35, 40 minutes. So, and we weren't that far.
Like Sunday was actually the day we went that I also feel like in Disney World, people rope drop. Like, I mean, if you're not in the park at rope drop or very close to it, then waits automatically just start stacking up. But we went early because we were used to go to Disney World and we stay in Grand California. And so we just walked right in. And it was so crazy that, I mean, it's almost like for the first hour and a half, we had the parks like to ourselves because it was that few people in there. And then on Sunday, it was like around lunchtime, it started building. And then by dinner time, it was packed. And I mean, we literally like we asked a guy at a kiosk when we got food. We were like, is this a slow day? He's like, no, this is completely normal. And he was like a little Californian teenager. We were like, no, in Disney World by now, like everything has a wait. Like you're shoulder to shoulder. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, it's Sunday though. And I was like, that doesn't matter. Like in Disney World, no, it's like, if you're not in the park by 9 a.m., you're waiting for everything you do. And he was just amazed. And I was like, is this just the California vibe? Or is this
I think that's part of it because it's a lot of like locals who go and stuff. Yeah. Like even on Saturday after our classroom training in the morning, we were back in the parks and it was literally like 3:00 in the afternoon and we had a 10-minute wait for Mr. Toad's. Like we did not really wait. Like we really didn't stop moving in that queue. And like at Disney World, that would not happen. Like that's a ride that doesn't have lightning lane. So like we just wanted to ride those because they're special to Disneyland and we can't ride those. So I mean, like I said, the waits were not terrible. Like some of the rides did get high, like Radiator Springs Racers. That always has like a high wait. Mission Breakout ended up having a long wait. Roger Rabbit, anytime it was open, had a long wait. Like it was never like
down though a lot more than anything. So that's why it got a long wait.
We finally got on it, and I was not a Roger Rabbit fan, like in its heyday. But we went on it just because it's out there, and I was like, this is why I don't like Roger Rabbit. It didn't do anything for me, but I'm glad I rode it. But yeah, I was wondering if y'all like felt the same way. It's out there, it's just, and I don't know why more local. And Matt said the same thing. He's like, well, Terry, he's like, in Orlando, it's like it's a vacation. There's so many resorts there that everyone is there for the parks. He's like, here, people live in the city and they happen to come to the parks.
They come in to ride like a ride and get the snack or the food that they want, and they just want to be there for the atmosphere. Lightning lanes work better there. I mean, typically we were able to get what we wanted. Well, Siobhan was really good at it. Like, we got Mission Breakout really late in the day, and she kept modifying and like refreshing, and she got it down from like 8 p.m. to 2 o'clock.
Like, it was just two of us in the middle of, like I said, we went on a Sunday, so it's like a Sunday, Monday. And we didn't even need lightning lanes. Like, everything was almost, the only thing that formed a line was Pirates. But when we got on it, it was like a 15-minute wait. Then when we got out of it, it had like, you know, S back and forth outside of it like it does.
I think the thing with Lightning Lane, for us though, was that we weren't even looking at the app. We just made the conscious decision of we're going in the park, and as soon as we scan in, we're buying it. I think Saturday, we said we weren't going to buy it because we had classroom training. We were going to go in that afternoon. Why were we going to waste the money on something to use it for half a day? And then we ended up all buying it because we ended up with a group. Mm-hmm. But we didn't need it so much because we didn't use it because we didn't ride many rides, but we also just kind of just went with the flow.
Thursday, I think it was needed. Like Thursday, we definitely utilized it because we did pretty much DCA the first part of the day, did dinner, and then went into Disneyland. And we were leaving Disneyland as Fantasmic was happening. Right? Isn't that the night we left? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or were we leaving when the first Paint the Night parade was going on too? I think so, because I was I have to see that.
Yeah, because we watched Paint the Night Wednesday night without you.
Right, because I wasn't there yet. I was on a plane flying across the country.
But the Lightning Lane works better out there because so many rides aren't on it.
Yeah.
So all the Fantasyland stuff isn't on it versus everything at Walt Disney World. So you can go through and ride rides without it. Mm-hmm. The only problem is still have to make those reservations if you don't get the Premier Pass. Mm-hmm. That's why I think Express Pass works the best because you just walk up, scan, and go in and get your ride done. Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to let you guys know what someone thinks about Premier Pass at Disneyland. They're literally leaving on Saturday, and they're only going to be there for 2 days, and they're buying Premier Pass for both days just so they make sure they get everything done that they want to do. So she's going to let me know how she feels it works because they're Disney World annual pass holders. So they're going out to Disneyland, and she's going to give me her like feelings on it since she's such an avid Disney World person.
I will say, I think there will be complaints of people that went to the training of like stuff we didn't do enough.
Like, what didn't you do, you think?
I think we did everything we wanted to do. It was like, we just like Incredicoaster. Mm-hmm. We all wanted to ride Incredicoaster a few more times than what we actually did. We only rode it twice. We only rode Mission Breakout twice. Mm-hmm. I only rode Soarin' 3 times. Despite me trying to get Myka to go on it one time before we walked out the park. But, you know, whatever.
I was like, I rode it twice. I'm good.
I was like, I rode it 3 times. I didn't make it even. But, you know, it's just those personal preferences of things that we want to do.
But I think if you're going out there for training and not for fun, and you at least get to ride whatever you want to ride once, I mean.
And that was the good part about the group that was there was, I think our group at one point was as big as 10 people. There was only 15 at the training. And then as small as 3 of us, even 2 of us when it was just me and Jason, like walking around that last night.
And that was just shopping. Like
that was just shopping. Yeah, we didn't ride anything. And I mean, everyone did what they wanted to do. Like everyone had their like, I want to do this. But we also very much like it was in the group of, if you want to be in the group, be in the group. If you want to go off on your own, that's also fine. But only be on your own if you want to be on your own.
Yeah.
And we very much try to make sure of people, newer agents. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say names, but we try to reach out to those people that were out on their own and like for Paint the Night. Hey, we're sitting here if you want to come sit with us. You know, so we were always trying to make sure Megan was part of our group because she doesn't like being left behind.
And she made that like known that she doesn't want to be left by herself. She likes to be with a group.
And there were some that were they would hang out by themselves for a little bit, come into the group for a little bit, and then leave. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great. Let's move on to a little bit more meat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Paint the Night, I've seen it multiple times. Myka saw it for the first time. Terry, it was not happening when you went?
No.
Okay. Myka, did you like Paint the Night?
Loved Paint the Night. And seeing as 2 weeks before that, I saw Starlight. So I feel like I had two nighttime parades to compare to each other. I loved Starlight. I thought it was beautiful. It made me tear up. Like when the princesses went by, I just felt like a little girl who was seeing Belle and the Beast dancing on the float. Loved it. Paint the Night is so energetic and fun and so colorful that the joy that brought me, and we did the second parade at night, which was great because we sat on the curb and didn't have to stand up. No one was in front of us.
Lovely.
We got great videos, just the floats and even the performers. I was just so happy. It literally made me just like a little kid, so happy and joyful. Did I get the emotionalness of wanting to cry? Part of Starlight might have been because that was the end of my 15-mile day and I was just really, really tired.
Some of that's just exhaustion.
And so I wasn't that tired at the end of that day at Disneyland. I thought the parade, I would watch that parade every single night. It was just so
really cool.
fun.
When we saw it Wednesday night, there was a group of 3 in front of us, 3 kids, and they were yelling at every character, and it was great. At some points it's hey kids, stay on the curb. You're fixing to get run over type thing, but they were so excited to see everything. The fluke that happened for us on Wednesday night was that we heard a mistake from Disney for one of my very few times. They were supposed to make the announcement that all the viewing areas for Paint the Night were closed. Please move somewhere else or keep moving on the sidewalk. What they pushed was, due to unfortunate circumstances, we are canceling Paint the Night.
Yeah.
So we had found some spots just to watch because Christine really wanted to watch it. I think Kenda had wanted to watch it. Of course I do. I love a nighttime parade. And we just lucked out on these spots for the 4 of us, and Heather was there with us. But as soon as they made that announcement, it's okay, well, we're going to head out. And we start walking out, and then that made the announcement that all the viewing areas were closed. Well, somebody had already popped in our spot. So we were able to come and find another little spot for us to sit, which was happened to be behind these 3 or 4 kids. And it was great. It was fun. I'm glad we got to sit down, though, Saturday night and watch.
I mean, the music. So they used the song from Wreck-It Ralph. That's the Owl City song. So fun and upbeat. Again, I loved it. It just made me so excited.
The other nighttime thing we experienced outside of World of Color, we'll talk to World of Color in a minute because I have my own opinions on that, was Star Wars, which is something we don't have in Walt Disney World. I wish they would bring that, but we watched the Star Wars projection show in Black Spire, and then we watched the fireworks, and I can't remember the names of these 2. I think one was Rising Moons
was the name of the fireworks, and then something of Skywalker was the projection.
The projection, chef's kiss. It
So
starts
good.
with Anakin, episode 1, and goes all the way through episode 6. It doesn't mention anything about the prequels, so it makes it even better. So you get the story of the legit Skywalkers. And then the fireworks, I felt, were slow.
Right. I feel like they need to do a little bit more with the projections on the spires. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more storytelling. When you're in front of the castle, you have the whole story of everything.
Yeah.
There were long pauses of no fireworks and not really any projections happening.
Was
So
there
you're just
music and
waiting.
everything?
There's
happening?
music.
John Williams score is happening.
Okay.
So here's the thing that I was noticing. I don't know if Myka noticed me turn around a few times. I think I pointed it out to you or Christine. But where there was pauses in our show, the fireworks directly behind the castle were still going off.
Yep.
So if you don't know, what they're doing over in Disneyland is the fireworks show that happens that you sit in Main Street and watch, or you watch from Fantasmic Small World. They have put a new soundtrack so you can watch the main fireworks shoot off from behind the Black Spires, and it's its own show. So it kind of it's the same fireworks throughout the park, just a different show in this one spot. And it doesn't have a story to it. If they would have put the Skywalker story to the fireworks, I think it would have worked. Because over on Main Street, you're watching a full blown narrative happen. You're just listening to music. Best comparison.
Was it way less crowded?
Oh yes.
Yes. Like, we had no problem finding a spot. Watch the project. Well,
we did
watched
have
the
problem for the projection, and then we got spots.
Well,
for
we
the
didn't know
resort.
what was happening. So we walked out and we were like, are seriously all these people lining up back here in Star Wars over an hour before the fireworks?
Gotcha.
And then I looked on the app and I was like, oh, wait, no, there's a projection thing that's getting ready to happen. So I had walked over to a cast member before I knew it was a projection thing and just said, where's the best place to watch this? And she goes, against the wall right here. So that's like as you're going to Smuggler's Run and coming down from Docking Bay 7, like right there. And I was like, oh, well, there's no room against the wall. So we stood kind of in the middle in front of the Millennium Falcon watching the projection show. And then when we were like, oh, well, we still need to be here for the fireworks. So we kind of scoped out the wall and waited for people to leave and then kind of rushed over into their spot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was, there's fans. Like I told Mike and Christine, it really felt like Disney's trying to one up the Universal wand raising when one of the Harry Potter cast passed away. Because, you know, they all go out there and hold the wand up like they do in, what was it, Deathly Hallows or something like that. But in this, they have a line that says, so let's raise our lightsabers or raise our lights. And there are people that have their lightsabers and they're raising them, but there's only like 4. You know, there was one guy that was completely decked out, and he was
like he had
this
on,
was
like when it
his
was getting
moment.
close to it, he put on a serious face, put his hood up, like had his lightsaber ready, and then was like holding it up. I was like, that dude, he's serious.
That's what he came for.
Super serious.
Yeah.
So would I go see it again? Probably not. Like if it was us 3. And Terry had no desire to see it, I wouldn't push to see the fireworks there. I think we would have probably been better watching fireworks on Main Street to see what the 70th was like. But I'm glad we experienced it.
And it was something like Christine really wanted to do because one of her sons is very into Star Wars, so she wanted to do that. I didn't hate it. Like because when we went to leave from there, we were not fighting the crowds of people. Like, I mean, there were crowds, but it wasn't like when you're on Main Street and in front of the castle and everyone's trying to leave right after fireworks. Like, we took our time. Did we have a lightning lane after that?
Yeah, we had Indiana Jones.
So we went and rode Indiana Jones.
Well, that's fun.
No, that was after Paint the Night. I think we just kind of made our way towards Main Street. We got popcorn and sat down and waited for the parade to start, and then we did Indiana Jones after.
So the big thing to remember with Disneyland is that there are 6 nighttime attractions or events happening in that park. 5 of them in Disneyland proper. So, I mean, if you can count 6 if you want to count Paint the Night twice because it runs twice.
Right.
But it's 6 total in the resort. So you have to make a decision on what you're going to be doing. There's 2 in Star Wars. So you have the projections, the fireworks. You have the fireworks on Main Street. You have Paint the Night. You have Fantasmic,
which has 2 showings.
Yeah, right. So if you want to count that, that's 7 shows. And then you have World of Color across the street or across the Esplanade in California Adventure. So
we did not watch Fantasmic.
We did not. I would have loved to. I love the show. I love Disneyland's version better than Walt Disney World's. We just can't fit all that in.
I would say it's nice to have that many options, and it also spreads out your crowds from everyone having to like be here at one time, here at one time.
Because what did we do?
Spending multiple days at the park.
What did we do Thursday night? Did we go back in before fireworks started Thursday night? I think so, because I think we were leaving as the first Paint the Night was happening, since we had resort stuff like the tours the next day. I think we were trying to get out and not be
because the fireworks were going off while we were walking around somewhere.
That's right. Yeah.
So full disclosure on this one, Friday night we had dinner with our Disney rep. So this is all what we got to experience food wise and entertainment wise was because of Disney.
Right, because they're there for training.
Yeah, very appreciative of Lauren and Disney of what they did for us. We had a great dinner at Wine Country.
Tutoria.
Yeah.
The food was pretty good.
Company was the best thing about it.
Yeah.
Very much enjoyed everything that we had. And they're very gracious.
Oh, yeah.
I've eaten there before. I'll eat there again. It's not horrible food, but it's also not.
Think Olive Garden. Like, I mean, that's kind of like the level.
I would say a step above Olive Garden.
And pasta is hard to mess up. I mean, it may not be the best pasta you've ever had, but it's still going to be pretty good. You know,
and apparently, me and Jessica were 2 of the only people that like the dessert.
Yeah, because a lot of people, it was a lemon tiramisu,
like with blueberry.
which
It
Terry,
was so good.
you
I
should
ate
be
almost
proud.
all of mine.
I tried it, Terry. I took a bite
Remember,
of
I
it.
sent you a picture with his weird face.
So you said tiramisu, but tiramisu has
It didn't
coffee
have
in it.
it
No
didn't have
coffee.
coffee.
Okay, so lemon and blueberry do work well together. They're
It was
pretty
very
good.
tart.
I mean, if you like lemon cheesecake, if you like lemon cake of any kind,
Yeah.
I thought it was great. But apparently, Jessica and I were the only two people that really liked it. Everyone on the other end of the table, I find out from Christine, everyone took like a bite and like pushed it away, and I was like, I don't like
Which
it.
was me.
Like, I ate
I did
almost
that.
the entire thing.
I'm gonna say like a lemon meringue pie is not my favorite, or lemon bars, but they're okay. They're good.
If it's
How's it
given
go?
to you for free, you're gonna eat it.
I that's what my thing was. I tried it. I wasn't impressed. Would I have eaten more? Probably so, but I was not in the mood for
Feeling
lemon.
great. Feeling great.
No, I was not feeling too good.
Honestly, I'd probably rather that than real tiramisu. I do not. like real
I hate tiramisu. So after that, we had World of Color. We had private viewing area right below the dessert party area, which
I mean,
we
we
did
were
have.
like the only people in this square.
Yeah, I
That's
thought we were going to be
nice.
sharing it with like fast passes, but there was
Yeah.
15 people in a pretty big square. And
Yeah, we had
Lauren
room to dance and do stuff.
provided us with some churros, so we had our own
Ooh,
dessert
yum.
party.
They were way better than Disney World's churros.
I'm not
putting
once
that
again,
out.
I'm not a fan of churros,
I'm not either.
but these were good.
They were so good.
I probably could have eaten a whole one. I think me and Myka split
We
one.
only had 10, and there was
Yeah,
15
so-
of us, so we had to split some churros.
I thought you mean you only had 10 in between you. I was like, oh my God.
Rachel had 9.
Yeah.
So the rest of us, we can post a picture if you want to see that. But so World of Color, it's called Happiness for the 70th. We didn't mention it. The 70th anniversary stuff ends in August, so you probably won't be seeing a lot of this. Best part of Happiness was the Muppet intro,
And the Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connections. It was the Rainbow Connection wasn't Kermit singing.
Right,
but
but
it
it's
was-
still the song.
It was full on Muppet intro. And don't
jump in the
bay.
bay.
So my
Did you watch
favorite.
World of Color while you were there, Terry?
Yes.
You had the regular one, right?
Yes.
It had like
Regular.
Cars and Pirates of the
And
Caribbean.
we went in February before they started the 70th,
Okay.
all the celebrations.
Yes, but you had
That's in May or whatever.
Yeah, you had
Yeah.
like the Fantasia scene with the whales and all that. That's my favorite one. I've seen the Winter Wonderland one, the 60th one, which is I think forever.
Okay.
Can't remember, or one. But this one was like maybe second or third. It wasn't.
It was okay. It was fun. They
Right.
just, I mean, we're at Pixar Pier, and I feel like they definitely focused more on Pixar stuff. Like it was
Yeah.
heavy Pixar.
It's hosted by the Inside Out crew, so all the emotions from Inside Out, hence happiness, joy was the main. Yeah, it just didn't like for me. The original one kind of like you were talking about with Starlight for you.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little bit more emotion to it.
Yeah.
And this one kind of like felt thrown together. And like
They missed an entire opportunity when Fear says "Let It Go" for them to throw Elsa in there singing "Let It Go" for even just like the chorus of the song, and I just thought that's what was going to happen, and then I was like, oh no, they're going a different direction. Like they shouldn't have thrown "Let It Go" in there if they're not gonna follow it up with like at least the chorus.
and the big thing for a lot of Disney nighttime shows and Disney shows in general is just that heart tug moment. I don't feel there was one in.
That's how. What was the terrible
Epcot with
works in
the
Disney World that we didn't like?
Enchantment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I felt with that. Was like
It was
always-
fine.
but the fireworks, the music, the projections always made me tear up, and that one I like. You know, you kind of look at it when it's over, like, is that it? Is that what we got? That's what you do, you know? So
The cool thing with World of Color was Sunday night. We went running for Incredicoaster. Christine we all wanted to ride it one more time, but Christine was very adamant on trying to ride it. And we could not, it went down.
It had been down all day.
So we got off with, like nonstop. Myka kept looking. So we got off Radiator Springs. it came up. We went running over there as fast as we could to get single rider. We got to ride it. This was the first for me. I've never ridden it during World of Color, and that was probably the coolest thing ever.
What? Like all the lights are off, and you have the projections going onto the water, and like because they're using Incredicoaster also as part of the show, and Mickey Pals around. So it was really fun. But Jason and Christine got to ride together in single rider.
Yes.
And I rode on my own.
Trying to think.
Just in general from the whole trip, or just that day?
This whole trip.
I mean, because that was the day we did. Oh, so the day we did resort tours, we did just have a very short window between resort tours and when we had to go in for the stuff. Some people chose to go into the parks and hang out. Some people chose to go back to the rooms and take a nap. I chose to go back and hang out at the pool at Grand Californian. The pool is beautiful. I didn't have a problem finding a seat. But it was also just very convenient that our dinner reservation was at DCA. I could go. But we also did go to Trader Sam's and get to experience that, which I've never been at Disney World. So this was my first time, and we sat outside. And
I think you did lose. It was fun. You do lose some by not being able to sit inside, but we had enough people where you couldn't. It would take forever to be accommodated. Something I do want to mention that I didn't when we talk about the resorts, staying at Pixar Place, being a resort guest, a Disneyland resort guest or hotel guest, we could utilize the gate to Grand Californian. So every day when we'd walk in, we'd pick up Myka and Christine in the lobby and then go into either downtown Disney if we're going to Disneyland or DCA via the Grand Californian entrance. So that's...
And they were very strict at that gate. Like, you had to show your key and scan it. Like, there were multiple times I was going through, and there were people staying at Good Neighbor hotels, and they were like, nope, you have to be staying here. It's our place to get through here. They're like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah, you got to go back across the street and through, like, downtown Disney. Like, you cannot come through here.
That was the fun thing for Goofy's Kitchen and Trader Sam's was I just took the back way into Disneyland. I just scanned in and walked through their stuff so that I didn't have to go through all the crowds. Overall, it was a great trip. Denise, Rachel, Siobhan, thank you for what you do. Lauren, thank you for your training. I know you might not listen to it, but we appreciate it all. But y'all did a fantastic job. We had fun. That's the big thing. It's like we learned a lot, but I think the biggest thing that comes out of all this is the fun we have with each other when we're not in the classroom. We learn a lot. Like, we learned so much in that, 3 or 4 hours in the training that we had.
I mean, the only thing I loved every bit of it. I just honestly wish we had more time in the classroom because there was more stuff we could have learned about.
Yeah, Lauren had to rush through her little presentation in like 5 minutes.
So, like, I just felt like there was a lot more. We only had 3 hours in, like, the classroom. Like, I really wish we would have had more time, like, to learn and stuff, because I felt like we were getting a lot of stuff. We don't know Disneyland as well.
I was going to say, there's a lot of intricacies. And they're two different vacations. I mean, they are two very different vacations.
I will say, we went to watch the Walt animatronic show. And when we went in, the Walt animatronic actually wasn't working. So they had no shows for that day. So we watched Mr. Lincoln. I still love it. It's a great show. I got home the next day and watched a recap on some construction happening in Disneyland just to know what's going on, because I like to be a nerd like that. And they said, actually, the Walt animatronic's been down for about a week. So I told Myka that, and she was like, well, just be happy it wasn't just for the day that we went. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say as soon as you got home, it was working again.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, at least we know, like, the other days we were here and he didn't try to go see it, that he couldn't have seen it then either. Like, it wasn't like he actually missed the opportunity to see it.
None of us experienced the Bluey stuff out there, but from what we heard, the show itself was kind of a disappointment, but the food and drinks were okay. Siobhan was the one who really headed to go that way. Christine and Siobhan, Heather all told us that it's just kind of like a disappointment of a show. But
like they're really big, costumed, so it's hard for them to move. And
it's not like a character meet and greet. Like, they come out and do like their little dance or whatever. We'll stand on the stage for just a couple minutes for pictures, and then they're gone. Like, that's it.
So it's not like the Disney Junior production thing like they used to have in Disney World. So it's not like a show. It's not a meet and greet.
No, it's just a show.
It is like a show with no meet and greet.
And they play
So
games.
kind of like Beauty and the Beast live. You know, you don't really meet the characters after that. Like they go off.
Yeah,
the
but
stage
that's a
and you're
whole
done.
show. You know, but if they just come out there and dance, I mean, that's not.
This sounds like it's a show with some incorporation of interactivity, but it's like they play games, but Bluey and Bingo stay on the stage. They don't come down to the floor. If you want pictures, you can get, but you're not next to them. No, you're selfieing with them in the background.
Do you think it's because of their costumes? Like it's hard for them to move around and maneuver, or are they just
No? Because Disney World, I think you can you have photos with them because they're in Conservation Station. The big fun thing, and I think we'll finish off on this, which we didn't mention, was we were on the way to ride Myka and Sully, and it was a 10-minute wait. So we're like, cool, let's head that way. As we're walking, you know, everybody in the Disney community knows what a plaid is. You know, there's a plaid in front of us.
And in Disneyland, there's a ton of VIP tour guides.
Everywhere. So, and it's the same way with Disney World. You know, 99% of the tour guides, they're going to be absolutely nobody. They're just regular people that have the money to do this.
I had my eyes open though. I wanted to find a celebrity.
Like, I'm here in Hollywood. Someone's got to be famous.
I want to find it.
We're looking at him. It's a man and a woman. There was a white bag. It looked like it had the Club 33 logo on it. So I was like, oh, it's probably just Club 33 members. And then everybody started noticing the fourth person in this group was a woman in a dress suit with a clipboard or a portfolio of some sort. We're like,
it was like a black leather portfolio.
That's not usual. Yeah. So we're like, that's somebody. Mm-hmm. Christine went running up, who was the worst.
Because I turned to Christine and Pam and I just go, hey, I think that's a celebrity because it's only two people. First of all, she's dressed really nice to be in a park. He looks like he's tall and could be an actor. They have a VIP tour guide and someone important with Disney. So either he's an actor or very important to Disney. So Christine goes, I'll walk ahead and see who it is. So she takes off, is looking, comes back and goes, I don't know why I went to do that because I don't know celebrities very well. I was like, great. So then he turns and I see the profile and I was like, I think I know who that is. So I Google How I Met Your Mother actors and it was Jason. How do you say his last name? Segal. And I pull up a picture. I go, is this him? And she goes, that's who it was.
So to keep on with the story, we walked over to Myka and Sully. The line went from a 10-minute wait to like a 35-minute wait. We're like, we're not waiting in line for it.
Yeah.
We peeled back to go back toward Pim's kitchen. I think we were trying to go get something to eat or go to ride Spider-Man. And we thought we lost him, thought he was gone. And then right next to the Hyperion Theater.
We were hunting him down at this point.
Yes, but at the same time, he wasn't visible.
He's very tall, like she said, so he's pretty visible wherever he's at.
We made it past Hyperion Theater, and then somebody noticed they were walking back down from the Hyperion Theater. There must be a little break that they can take back there, and they were bringing him back. And that's when, like, there's a bunch of pictures in our photo circles of video of Rachel videoing it, and you know Jason sitting there, like, I know what these people are doing.
Yes, because who was I watching the other day on TV? And they were like, you can always tell when people are pretending to take selfies, but they're really, or like they're typing on their phone. He's like, because no one types on their phone like this. He's like, no one does that. He's like, but, you know, it's just part of what comes along with the job. You know,
so nobody's really messing with him.
Yeah, he's
like,
as
long as I can for a picture.
Eat in peace with my family. He's like, you know, you just have to accept that sometimes people are going to take pictures of you. He's like, that's always funny because everyone thinks they're so smooth. He's like, no one's texting like
We knew he knew what we were doing.
Yeah, but like you said, no one messed with him. And I mean, look, you make millions of dollars. You've got to take some hits somewhere. And if people take a picture of you in public and you're not like in a bathroom, or doing something private and it's not your kids and it's, you know, then, you know, it's part of the job.
So we all did respect him, but at one point he stopped to start taking pictures with some people, and that's when Siobhan, myself, and maybe Heather started walking toward him to go get pictures taken, and then he turned around and started walking off, and we're like, well, we'll continue to respect. My idea was to go as fast as I could all the way around Avengers Campus back onto Hollywood, and then have Siobhan
run into him.
Well, no, have somebody walk the opposite direction toward me and just yell Jason.
Yeah.
And then
'cause
he
his
would
name's
stop and
Jason.
turn around. And then I'm like, hey, who are you? Because
Yeah, and we'll be like, "Who? Your name's Jason? Like, who are you? We don't know you."
no one wanted to do that, but that was, that was mine.
Steven Seagal, your dad? Oh, you pronounce yours differently? Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look
But I
kind
think
of
I think that's going to do it for this episode of Castles of Cauldrons. We had a great time, like I said. There's just too much that we did to really talk about everything. I think we hit a lot of the high points of comparisons for things.
Yeah. I think you guys did a good job of like explaining the different vibes of the two different parks. Like for people that have never been to both or choosing which one to go, I think you guys did a great job of explaining. And I mean, we've done this plenty of times on this podcast before of the differences, but this, and I mean, we didn't go to Disney World last time, but for one day we did most of it in Universal, but the whole vibe, it just seemed way more laid back. It didn't seem like we were here, we did this, we stayed out to HHN for 8 hours and got back at 3 a.m. and then hit the ground running for the next day. And then,
however, I was
a whole day in Epic, did a whole day in Disney World. Like, this was not like that.
I was up for 24 hours Wednesday because I woke up around midnight my time Wednesday morning to go to Atlanta, and then by the time I went to bed, it was midnight my time.
No sleeping on the flight from Atlanta.
I don't sleep on planes. I couldn't.
I don't either.
So that was a long day, but it was worth it. Every minute of it, spending it with the agents that were there.
Y'all flew into John Wayne.
I flew into LAX, and then Myka flew into John Wayne, and then we both flew out.
Hopped off the plane at LAX.
Without my. But if you want to go to Disneyland, if you want to go to Universal, whatever you want to do, we can. You can get a hold of all of us over at magicaltravel.com. Find us on social medias. Terry actually has all the stuff from the Disneyland trip, and she's going to be making some reels and posts about that over the next few days, weeks, so you can see what we did and experienced. So follow us over there at Castles of Cauldrons, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And until the next time, we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.